What the big slap really means. Yes, I know the big slap incident at the Oscars last week has been way overindulged already. And that's exactly why I made this video. The social elites, the talking heads, the media stars, and guess what? All the ordinary people, the addicts of social media, are all just completely going bonkers. They're buzzing and taking sides. They want all of us to divide into Team Will or Team Chris. Like, this is actually an important social issue? Come on, seriously. The vast majority of the US population, and certainly the world, could not possibly care less about two rich movie stars trading verbal jabs and a slap. Most people are struggling to pay rent and also feed their family. Most people in the world today are facing an energy and food crisis, and it's only getting worse in the coming months. And these people want us to actually care about the squabbles of a couple Hollywood brats? And don't tell me I'm a racist or something, because color doesn't matter. Most Hollywood stars, regardless of skin color, are a bunch of brats. They might be great actors and very entertaining, but these spoiled socialites don't even have first world problems. They literally have invented problems. Don't give me any trash talk or hate mail about Jada's alopecia. I actually have two siblings with that very condition. One is a brother and one is a sister. And they have not had hair since they were 12. That's right, totally bald. No eyebrows even since the age of 12. And our family was broke, so there were no fancy gowns or wigs or professional stylists to help out. My siblings didn't even complain much because they knew plenty of other people with real problems, real troubles, real handicaps. Some people believe that the big slap was all just a Hollywood stunt to gain attention, perhaps with viewership for upcoming movies, or for the Oscars in, next year or the year after. Whatever. And maybe that's true. I guess they're pretty good actors, so whether it's true or fake, you know what? It just doesn't matter. What does it really mean? Absolutely nothing to the average person. On this next slide, I made a little meme, a comic, so check this out. Most of you will recognize my unauthorized reference to the Hunger Games. So let's start with the slap. And then we've got Caesar here, capital's citizens. Who wants to obsess endlessly over this outrage? And you've got all these flamboyantly dressed crazies in the capital city. And then we go on to everyone else, all right, out in the districts. That represents you and me. Who wants to just afford rent and food and gas? Yeah, sign me up for that. For another example of just how truly out of touch the media class really is, let's take a look at the next slide. Now, can you believe this story that appeared in Bloomberg just last week? I honestly don't know what to say. Inflation stings most if you earn less than 300K. Less than 300K. Huh. If your income is more than $289,000 a year, the run-up in gas prices may be alarming, but it's unlikely to hammer your overall finances. Yeah, duh. Triple duh. I mean, really? They actually published this? If you learn. Do you know how many people in the United States earn less than 300,000? Yeah, 99% of the people in the US earn less than 300K. 99%. Idiots. Anyway. I'm not really at a loss for words. I just get angry that people are so out of touch that they would write and publish such an article. We have real problems ahead that apply to most people in this country. Certainly the vast majority of the people in this world. I real inflation and hard times are ahead. Some of the greatest geopolitical and macroeconomic experts that I listen to point out that the United States has money printing and commodity purchasing power far beyond most other countries, and we can outbid poor nations for oil and other necessary energy inputs, and certainly food products. We will likely see continued increased prices in the US, but low income families and poor countries will become even poorer. They will get outbid in the world market and experience starvation, literal starvation, and likely death. I'm not being hyperbolic or throwing up clickbait. Real food shortages and skyrocketing energy prices will mean unnecessary death around the world, even though the United States and other wealthy countries are a little bit more insulated. Again, at the lowest levels of income, even in the US, people are going to feel this. Home prices and rents will also continue to go up in the US and around the world. Most people have seen rents go up by 20 or 50% over the last 2 years. Now, also keep in mind that most landlords are not evil and greedy, but we are experiencing increased labor and maintenance costs as well, and materials and taxes and insurance. I replaced a water heater in a rental property just the other day. A plumber came and did the job. I called him beforehand. We set things up, but the best deal I could find with a reputable and licensed plumber was $1,500. Just 2 years ago, it was $950 in my area. Now, these costs get passed on to consumers, to renters. How about food and consumables? Well, Dollar Tree recently raised their prices to $1.25 on everything. That's an instant 25% inflation. Some people get half of their food and lots of their other essential products, like toilet paper, at dollar stores. At the grocery store, meat and pasta, milk and eggs are all up 10 to 50%. And it's higher in just literally the last 18 months. Fuel, well, gas and diesel at the pump are 100% higher than 18 months ago. That's double. That's crazy. But it's understandable with geopolitics and continually negative biases against fossil fuels that are going on right now. Really. It may be a good thing in the end, focusing, and forcing us to focus on a transition to cleaner energy. But it sure creates a lot of pain right now, especially for people in the lowest income bracket in the United States and really all over the world. Most people in the US and certainly people in many struggling countries have seen a 20 to 50% overall cost of living increase. No matter what the official government numbers say, the real numbers are 20 to 50%. Ouch. Now, we know that wages are up in many places, but not 20 to 50% for the very same people that are paying more for everything. Sadly, prices will likely go up even more before we see a leveling off or a possible decrease. So what can you do to help yourself and others? Again, what can you do? Well, first, secure your housing with a long lease, like 2 to 3 years, or buy a home with a low interest loan, like a 30-year fixed rate, or at least a 7 or a 10-year ARM adjustable rate mortgage, and then maybe rent out a part of your home. I did this many times when I was first starting out, and a home purchase made all the difference in building wealth early on, not to mention the stability that it gave me and my family. Number 2, stock up a little bit of extra food and supplies. Don't break the bank doing this, but a little extra every time you go to the store can make all the difference as we experience accelerated inflation and food and product shortages. It's real and it's happening. Number 3, learn or improve essential skills, such as things like first aid and medical triage, home repair, gardening, car repair, plumbing and electrical skills. Now, you don't need to go to mechanics school or become an electrical engineer. Honestly, you can learn a lot from a few YouTube videos on each of these subjects, and it can really help you out in a bind or an emergency situation. Number 4, Improve your income with a side gig or maybe a better job entirely, and then invest wisely. I can't give you advice on the best stocks or the right cryptocurrency that will make you millions, but I can tell you that I have a little Ethereum and I have stock in some oil companies. And when I pay a little bit more at the pump, at least I know that I'm making some dividends. I also love real estate. The monthly rental income and the tax breaks are incredible. Number 5, improve your relationships. Now, lately I've been working on my relationships with my tenants, with my neighbors, with my own family members, near and far, with church groups and local investor groups. This life is all about relationships. Remember that. Finally, bonus items. Give what you can and help others, whether that means a local charity that helps out new refugees or a global assistance organization that makes food and clean water available to the poorest parts of the world. If you don't have any money to spare, and that's possible, there are many people and organizations right in your own neighborhood that would love to have just a little bit of your extra time. You can go to justserve.org for some great local ideas. Again, that's justserve.org. But wait, there's more. One final bonus tip. Reclaim your mind and your productive time by turning off the TV and social media or Netflix. The media and social elites want you lazy and fat and dumb and totally hooked on their irrelevant drama. So unplug and do something productive instead. Some of my viewers might ask, hey, what does this documentary, this commentary on the big slap have to do with retiring early and often? And I say, again, the big slap and subsequent social media drama, it should have nothing to do with your finances. Taking care of your family or maximizing your time or finding balance. That's what I normally talk about on this channel, but I keep seeing another headline or 2 or 3 every single day. And many good people I know are getting sucked into this and other needless discussions and debates. The biggest part of success, and often the hardest part, is focus. You need to understand your why, your reasons for doing things differently than everyone else. If you want to have results that are different and better than everyone else, you have to do things different than everyone else. This begins with blocking out and turning off the noise. And the big slap, like a lot of other things, is just needless banter. It is noise. I hope this information has been helpful. Comment below if you've got anything to add, and also please give us a thumbs up. And please share our videos and this channel with other people. I hope to see you on the next one.